So I have this rough analogy that I came up with while driving up through the mountains earlier today, and that is we use these roads to go places that normally would be extremely hard to get to, if not impossible, without these roads. I was able to travel over 100 miles today in less than 2 or 3 hours, whereas without a road or a car to put on this road, I wouldn't have been able to travel this distance. And the road went where I wanted it to, generally. Obviously it's not a straight beeline, but the point is that it helped. And as I was using this road, I started thinking of it as an analogy for government. Government is a system that we're supposed to use like a road to go where we want or get what we want. And so in this, as you're driving down the road, there was a guy in front of me in the left lane, in the fast lane, going as slow as the person in the right lane. Wasn't exactly adhering to the rules of the road, but in the same regard, he wasn't doing me any necessary harm. He wasn't throwing trash at me, he wasn't brake checking me, he wasn't doing any of these unsafe acts. But at the same time, he was going slow, so he was impeding upon me, his will. He was going slower than I wanted to, therefore I had to go slower than I wanted to. In the same way, when you have a functioning democracy, even with a functioning democracy, you're still going to get a group of people out there voting contrary to what you want. And you have to deal with that in the democracy. And this is a utopic democracy, not the piss poor one we have today here. And in contrast to that, anarchy in this analogy would be walking through the woods or mountain biking through the woods. Trying to take away the speed variable of the analogy, but it's not as efficient. It's not as efficient for everybody. Not everybody can go down the same path that you're, snowboarding down or mountain biking down or whatever the case may be, walking through the woods. So, using government in this analogy would be to allow multiple people, large numbers of people to be able to be successful in getting what they want, even though it's not exactly what they want. These roads don't always go exactly where you want to go. I spend a lot of my time in the forest, in the woods. Obviously these roads don't go there. But when I'm going there on my own 2 feet, it's slower, and it's outside of this system, and it's not as efficient, I suppose. Kicking a dead horse here, but just made me start to think that here I am in a democracy, and as nice of an idea as anarchy is, and as much as I implement that into my life, in my ideology, the state of affairs is that we're not in an any type of society. Our free market is in shambles, our liberty, our personal freedoms are in shambles, and we have to almost use these roads to get where we want to go, so that we can get off the road and start hiking through the forest on our own to get exactly what we want and what we're after. But there has to be a system, even if it's not centralized, even if it's not a government per se. There has to be a system of people coming together, uniting to do something. There would be emergent projects, which is covered under the scope of anarchy, rightfully so. Just a small analogy I had, a couple thoughts, just trying to process this into the news of the game, so trying to figure it all out.